All right, so this video is just gonna be for members only, and I don't even know if I'm gonna post this, to be straight up honest with you guys. I actually did bring my camera, so right now I'm shooting on my phone because I forgot the memory card for that. So I'm already kind of out of my house. I'm not trying to go back, but the reason why I was gonna make this quick little video was to show that I wanted to see how it is to go on the freeway and go out of town and see how the range is and stuff like that coming from an ICE vehicle and internal combustion engine. Basically, that's what that means. Here we go. We're at 94%. I'm gonna honestly say 93% because it's been at 94% for a very long time, and it's saying that we're gonna get 280 miles of range. Now I want to go to Lemoore, so let's do this. Navigate to Lemoore, California. It's already doing it, but I have my camera set up, so I actually have to close this. So there we go. It's gonna show me exactly how to get there. It's gonna tell me that I'm gonna be at 79% and the time and all that kind of stuff. I can route to a supercharger if I want, but I don't think Lemoore actually does have a supercharger. So I think I'm limited on charging over there, and I think they only have like charge points and some other stuff. But when I was looking at them last night at 1 or 2 in the morning, they were all in use. One became available after like 30 minutes of checking it, just because I was looking around. It looks like Hanford has a lot of charging spots, but there was no fast chargings over there. They're only really in Fresno, so I'm probably just gonna make this trip without actually charging the vehicle. But I'm just curious to see, going over there and back, especially in the Model Y Performance, what am I gonna get? Like, what's my range gonna be like? Am I gonna go down to 100 miles left when I come back? Or like, how accurate is it? So we're just gonna go from there and see. But I'll tell you right now, it telling me I'm gonna get there at 79%, that is not going to be realistic, I don't think, because the way I drove the other day in town and I went down like 40%, and I probably only did like 40 miles. So I don't know, we'll see how it is. But let's just head out there. I'm not gonna really record the ride, but for the most part, it's just really to show the range. So I'll get back to you guys in a sec. So check this out. I barely went down the street. I haven't even went 2 miles, if that, not even probably a mile. I'm already down to 93%. So just like I said, it was sitting at 94 for a while. Okay, so we just barely left. You can see that we were at 92% and we were already in a huge traffic jam. I'm literally going like 10 to 15 miles an hour and we're coming to a complete stop. So this is kind of worst case scenario for a electric car, because you're sitting in traffic the whole time and you can't get moving. And I got my AC going, I got my music blasting as well. So I feel like it's not gonna be the best range test. Holy moly, look at this. This is LA right here. Come on now. Wow, look at all that traffic. I'm worried about coming back now. Dude, look how long it is. What the heck? It is still going. I stopped recording for about 30 seconds and it's just still. This is ridiculous. So much traffic. I wish I was shooting on my DSLR right now, but oh my God, what the heck? I could probably sit here and make a 1-minute video of all this traffic. This is crazy. All right, so this is what has happened. There is a Mustang sitting over there. If the camera's gonna focus, and there's another car on the other side that is facing the opposite way. So that's exactly why we are stuck. Oh, there's another car too. Should I even be out right now? Maybe I shouldn't be driving. This right here is my favorite part about taking trips. Not having to have my hands on the wheel. This is beautiful, especially on a freeway. I love this thing. And you can go and change it to rainbow mode. I got my speed limit set 5 miles over the speed limit. Not too bad, shouldn't get in trouble with that. And we're just coasting. If I wanted to switch lanes, it will switch lanes, but I'm not gonna do that right now. But the fact that you can just pick up my energy drink and start drinking on this trip and just relax or eat or whatever you wanna do is super cool. All right, so right now it says we're still gonna get to Lemoore at 80%, but we are at 80% and we still have another, what, 6 miles to go or something like that. I'm trying to watch the road at the same time, yeah. Oh, 6 minutes, only 3 miles. Okay, we're pretty much there then. But what I wanted to show you guys was our watt hour per mile for the last 37 miles, and it's 278. That is really good. So if you're under 300 on your trips, you're really getting good range. If you're in the like high 300s, you're not getting that good of range on your electric vehicle. But we're almost here, which is great. All right, guys, so this is actually surreal. I have not been to Lemoore in, man, like, I think since my grandma passed away, and that was probably, if I'm not mistaken, like 10 years ago. It's just so weird, and I didn't even drive around Lemoore. I didn't check anything out, so it's just crazy to like see what's around here and where I grew up at. I've been wanting to take one of my electric vehicles, like my bike out here, my scooter, whatever. But I pretty much sold everything, and I don't have a bike rack for this thing yet, but I did order one. So we can kind of come down here and just ride around. I can show you guys some stuff, but I'm in a parking lot where I used to walk to all the time. There was an arcade in this corner, but it's not here anymore. It used to be in that corner right over there with a Mexican food place, right on that little edge right there in that van. But the store is still here. It's not the same name as the store that used to be here, but there's still a grocery store. But yeah, I used to walk over here as a kid, and I would just kind of, I don't know, just be chilling and just go to the arcade and have a good old time. So this is like where I grew up at. So what I want to do right now is right down the street, just about 100 meters down is where I used to live at. So I want to head over there right now and see if the apartments are still there. And Tesla was actually right on my trip. It's telling me to go a little bit more into Lemoore, so maybe it would have been 100% accurate. But yeah, we got here. We have 238 miles remaining at 80%. It says we were going to get here at 79%, which is crazy. So that is 100% accurate, and we did pretty good on our drive as well. The longer I do sit here with the AC on, the more that number is going to go up, because you're not driving, you're just using the battery to cool yourself off, or you're listening to music, whatever. I turn my music off for now just because I'm actually, you know, trying to make a video and I don't want copyright. But that's crazy. So I can end this trip. I am in Lemoore. I am on Bush Street and 19th Avenue. So if you guys are here, that's super cool. Hey, and check this out. This is where we're going right now. So this is where I used to live. I used to live right here. So I am just right over here. We are coming into here, and I used to live right there. I believe that's where it was at. Or maybe it's over here. I gotta go check it out, but let's go over there right now. Man, this feels so weird. I lived here until like 95, 96. And I moved to Fresno in like mid or late 96. So, dang, that's crazy. Right where that red car is at, number 23 is what it says on the top. That's where I lived, where that light's on right there. That's exactly where I stayed at. That's crazy. Man. It's so weird being here. God, it's been forever. And then there was a wall back here. Can you see it? Yeah, so see this wall right there? We used to catch lizards back there. So I used to know the kid that used to live right here. He had a big old tree, and we used to climb it, but it looks like they took the tree out. And they still have the same stuff on the side. It just faded. It used to be red. Wow. This is nuts to be here. I used to always stay at this guy's house. I think their names were Jonathan too. Jonathan, and my name was Jonathan as well. And then there should be a school down here that I went to. Let's go check that out. Yep, PW. That's where I came. I couldn't really record too much of the school because everyone's picking everybody up, and I don't want to be that person like to record everybody as I'm driving around and look like a creeper. So even that lady that's doing the stuff on the side, she's kind of staring at me. But I know, you know, I don't live here anymore. But you know, I just don't want to be that person that's like, who the heck was that guy? But yeah, this is my school all the way up until, I think, was it 4th grade? I used to play here all the times where I gashed my head against the wall over here. Dang, good times. Big old field we used to play in. And here is the high school right here. Lemoore High School Tigers. I used to ride my bikes over here when I was younger, and we just kind of like jump off stuff and just ride around. I'm on Lemoore Avenue right now. I was thinking about going up to where my grandma used to stay and kind of check that out. And there's also a Save Mart over here as well that I wanted to check out, because I used to go there all the time as a little kid. My grandma always used to go there, especially since I started working at Save Mart. She never went to any other place other than Save Mart. So, you know, just to check it out, just because that's kind of where I work at, just to see how this one is. All right, I'm pulling in. This is where I legit grew up with my grandma all the time. Dang, man, it feels so weird to like be back here. So they have a pool right here, And I used to swim there all the time. They have a little shower behind there, and inside they have a pool table, and I'd play pool all the time because I had nothing to do here. I had to cut that, some people were outside. But yeah, so this is where my grandma lived. I don't know who lives here now, but this is where she stayed at. This is basically where I grew up, like the whole entire time. Just wild. I used to play with RC cars right here. They didn't have that wall over there, so there'd be a big old field. And then if you came all the way to the back where those garbage cans are at, way back there, that's where the train runs. And off to the right-hand side is where you can kind of wash your car and do some stuff. But man, it's so weird being here. It still looks nice and clean for a retirement home. They got nice cars out here. The buildings are nice. They have really kept these things up. Dang, I miss my grandma. I think that was the last time I ever cried, like ever, because I'm not someone that gets emotional, but that hit me pretty hard. Oh wow, real quick, there used to be a playground right here. There's nothing. There used to be a playground. Now they just put parking spaces in, and I'm assuming it's because it got a little busy. More people are here now. They have family visiting probably, so that's where the parking's at now. So dang, they got rid of the slide and everything. All right, so now I'm by the Portuguese celebration, if you guys know anything about that in Lemoore. And then this is where my brother used to live, and then his dad as well. I don't have the same dad as my brother, but I stayed here a lot as well. And he used to have a Ford Fairmont with a 302. That thing was running 11 seconds, basically as fast as this car. And it used to be tucked in there. I don't think it's there anymore because my brother doesn't live there, and I think they moved out. That's where my bunny died. I had a bunny, and I guess a coyote came from this big old field right here and came and ate it. My mom didn't tell me that. She basically told me that it ran away. So every year, my family likes to come over here. This is the Portuguese celebration. They do it once a year, and I don't really get to make them anymore. But those were some fun times. The table's way back there. You get to eat. It's basically free. Just come for some free food. It is nice. We normally know the people that serve the food, so we normally get a whole pan to take home with us. And then it's pretty much just a dead end over here. I'll give you guys a quick update on the percentage of the car. So we're at 77%. And if I click that, we're at 230 miles of range at 77%. And our trip right now is actually getting worse because I'm in town. It did go up and then it kind of went down, but 279 as of right now, and I've been in the car for an hour and 16 minutes and did 45 miles. So not too bad, but I've noticed that I've got worse range in town, and I think it's because you sit at lights longer, especially if you got your AC on and your radio. I think I said that earlier. So on the freeway, I got surprisingly good, accurate range at what it said, so that's pretty cool. All right, and here I am. They actually remodeled the Save Mart in Lemoore. I don't wonder when they did this. It looks clean. Looks super nice. I'm gonna wait for this girl that's on her phone that works here. That's probably on her 10-minute break trying to hurry up. I know how that is, man. Don't bug me. Just don't even look around. Just go, go, go. But man, so this is where I used to get groceries as well with my grandma. And it looks similar to ours, the way it's set up with all the buildings next to it. And then there's a Kmart over here that's been here forever, but it looks like it's closed. Oh yeah, this shut down. This was here forever. Dang, it's all boarded up and everything. To me, man, Fresno's crazy. There is too much going on in Fresno. And over here, it's just kind of relaxing and enjoyable. There's not many people over here. And it's mostly older people that I've noticed as well. But I'm having a fun time just kind of riding around. I know it sounds stupid, but just coming back to where I grew up and stuff and seeing everything is just, I don't know, it just kind of gets me. It almost makes me emotional. Like I said, I'm not an emotional person. It's just, I don't know, it's cool. I need to do more road trips with this car, especially when I get the tow hitch. I definitely want to go up to like the beach, kind of like Morro Bay, Pismo, up in that area. Bring a bike with me, like a Sur-Ron or probably a Talaria XXX, which would get good range as well. I think the only bike that's really heavy and that's not going to work, first off, the K6 Extreme Bull, that's not going to fit whatsoever because I think the tires are wide enough for like 8, or no, I think they're good for 5 inches, and I want to say the K6 has like 8-inch wide tires, if I'm not mistaken. So that's not going to work. And the Super 73 is a little heavy. I think if I took some of the batteries off, maybe it'd work. but I still feel like that bike is like 140, 150 pounds. And this vertical weight, tongue weight, whatever it's called, it's made to hold up to 160 if I'm not mistaken. But then you also have to factor in the rack as well. So I think it's 45 pounds for the rack, and then that takes away from the 160. So that means I'm limited to roughly like 120 pounds of an e-bike. But that's gonna fit a lot of bikes regardless. Here's some quick other stats on this. I wanted to show you guys my tire pressure. Obviously they're not perfect, they're off 1 PSI. I know it's not that big a deal, but I got OCD, so I really want to fix that issue. But so you can air these up to, I believe, 42 or 44, and then obviously with rotating and all that kind of stuff, they kind of heat up a little bit and get higher in PSI. But this is exactly from factory. I have not touched the tire since I've had it. You're supposed to do them at 500 miles, and I did just pass 500 miles, I think yesterday night when I was driving around. So I definitely got to go through and check them and basically get them all to the same. And I think I'm going to start putting a portable pump in here with some slime just in case I get a flat, because I got the big wheels on here. But other than that, I think I'm just going to set my destination. Maybe I might go to Hanford. I'm thinking about going to Hanford and going to Superior Dairy and getting some ice cream, because that's like some of the best ice cream you can pick up. But I don't know if I want to drive out that way and then drive home. I'm thinking about just driving home because it's kind of later in the day. And I got some videos to edit and whatnot for some companies. And it's my last day off. But I am enjoying being out here, so maybe we'll see. And I'll update you guys in a sec. All right, so I did decide to come to Hanford. And I came over here to Superior Dairy. And I got some chocolate ice cream in there. I'm not going to open up. I already got it secured because I got an hour to go back home. So I want that to stay as nice as possible. Surprisingly, this is the first time ever I've ever been in there, and there hasn't been a single person. I was the only person in Superior Dairy. And what's cool about this place is you can take the train over to this area as well. So if you know where I'm at, then you know this is the spot to come get ice cream. And it's pretty chill over here. They got the park across the street. Try to eat your ice cream as fast as possible before it melts. And what's funny is I did find a charge point location right behind Superior Dairy, but it didn't work. It kept saying that it wasn't seated in properly. And it was the first time I was ever using the adapter and all that stuff. So I don't know if my adapter's messed up or I wasn't just forcing it on there good enough. But it looked like the actual charge point clip went over my adapter when I plugged it in. I made sure to plug it all the way into the car. And it says it wasn't fully seated, so I couldn't charge it. But I wasn't going to be here longer than 10 minutes anyway. I just wanted to try it and I was going to show it on video. But since that didn't work, basically I'm just going to be heading back to Fresno. So I already got my location. And I'll show you on the screen right now. We definitely have a longer way to go, and it's saying that we're going to get there with 57%, and I bet you it's going off of my current drive, because when I got out of the car, I left my AC running, and I've been sitting here for probably 5 minutes with the AC on, so that's why it's at 690 watt-hour per mile. That's very high. So in town, I seriously do not get good range because you're at light so many times with the AC on blasted, because it's like 100 degrees. Well, right now it is 95, so it's pretty hot. So anyways, let's see how accurate that is for 57% to get back home. It's going to take me almost an hour. So I'll see you guys when I arrive over there. And if anything happens, I'll update you guys. Okay, one reminder. If you do go into your AC settings and you go up here and you hit auto, my mileage dropped, or my percentage on where we're going to get back at. 57, what was that, 58 before? I think it actually went back up. It was at 56 when I was about to shoot this. So anyways, I turned my AC back down. I think I have it at 7 right now. But when you put it in auto, that definitely dropped. I'm not lying. But we'll see if we end up at the house at 57%. Well, here goes to my car being nice and clean. Damn it! Oh no, not again. Oh Lord. Alright guys, so here is an update. We are getting into Fresno. I'm obviously not at the location because it's routing me to my house, and I'm not going to show that at the end, but I'll get pretty close to my house, pull over to the side and show you. But this is what I wanted to show really quick before we get there, is it went up to 59%, and that's because our watt hour per mile went down, because I've just been driving like a normal person, and it was really high when we started just because I was sitting there not driving with the AC on. So super cool to know that we got 2 more extra percent while coming here. So that is ridiculously good. All right, guys. So I had a feeling it wasn't going to end up at 59% because it hit 59% when we were exiting the freeway, and it still takes me another 3 to 5 minutes to get home from after getting off the freeway. So this is where we ended up at 58%. And you can see that my last total charge down here, I don't know how much I put in there, but I have it charged into 85% right now. And here is our watt hour after that trip since I last jumped back in the car after grabbing some ice cream, which I need to hurry up and finish this outro. But real quick, let's go in here. Let's see the energy graph. And there you go. Last projected 58.7. I never really come into this. It says that I got 0.16% less than the trip projection. So super cool. And it tells you everything you need to know. So 3.6 mile wind, that costs 1% of the trip, cabin temperature, and I was driving a little bit over 70 miles an hour. There were so many people flying down the freeway, but I also did get stuck in traffic where I had to stop and brake. We were doing like 10 or 15 miles per hour. But there you go, that's how it looks. And that's going into the consumption screen if you guys want to see that as well. I actually don't know anything about this. I don't really go into this too much. So this is probably something you guys are better at understanding. I need to really look into this a little bit more. But at the end of the day, I really hope you guys appreciated this video. Like I said, it's going to be for VIP members only. Maybe over a little bit of time, I'll open it up to my actual Facebook page and everyone can view this. But for now, this is just something I want to do. I just want to go to my hometown. It's kind of something personal, but maybe you guys might enjoy the trip, everyone that's seeing it right now. So if you did like the video for whatever reason, please smash a like on it. And I'm sorry that I'm recording from my iPhone, but that's just because my camera, I forgot to bring the memory card. That's my fault. But I had a fun trip, and that was something that I really needed to do on this vehicle just to get that out of the way, because I needed to see the range on the car without just driving in town, because I get such crappy gas mileage, or range I should say, not gas mileage, there's no gas here anymore, but I don't get that good a range. So the fact that I could see it take a trip, and I started at what, 93%, we got back at 58%, we went from here to Lemoore, and then Lemoore to Hanford, and then we got on a freeway and then come on back over here. So not that bad. So anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. You guys are treating me peas. Thanks for watching to the end. Smash a like, please. Later. And here is the aftermath of the front bumper. It's actually not as bad as I thought it was gonna be, but definitely bug city. It's actually pretty clean, to be honest, not too bad. And we got the PPF on here, so I'm not worried about it.